All right, we're going to pick up where we left off on the Star Trek Navajo STA game. We left our weary crew on a planetoid where a primitive society in the Bronze Age, somewhat aligned, similar to the Aztecs, are located on this jungle, like area environment where the away team, consisting of the captain, Solak, and a couple of junior officers, find that a almost godlike being has taken refuge and proclaimed herself to be the deity of the planet. And with that, I will take you guys back to where you all meet back up at the Golden City Temple.
Copy. I was playing Maxine Sanders, and I think me and Solak were just, I don't know, wandering around, waiting for the captain and Varys to return, I guess.
We pretending to be a married couple?
I believe that was the bit, yeah.
Okay.
I think that was how we got out of it.
A daughter.
Oh, daughter.
Oh, I thought the captain had Varys as the daughter. I don't remember. I thought that
Rye was the daughter.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Captain said that they were visiting us and we were the married couple in the town or something.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I thought that's what it was. But yeah, I guess we're just trying to blend in, I guess, and wait for the captain and Varys to return.
I think they have returned.
Yeah.
Well, we were gone for a little while, so
yeah. So I'm just curious. I don't know if what we were doing in that time,
or if you were trying to do some information gathering while we were gone.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, Maxine would be at least slightly curious and trying to learn more about just like more thorough observations of what they're doing. But now that we've, I think, discovered that we could potentially get taken away if we snoop too hard, I think doing it more discreetly is probably in our best interest.
That would probably be your department. She's an anthropologist, right?
Yeah. So she's all about sciencey gizmos and anthropology and xenobiology and stuff.
Well, I could be about sciencey gizmos.
That's true.
And technology, but in terms of how people talk to each other and what their customs are, Solak would very much lean into your expertise.
Copy. Yeah, I think she'd just kind of be quietly attempting to study stuff without getting in more trouble. So
right away, you notice that the intricate stone design has inlays of gold, essentially, almost like it's grafted onto the stone itself.
Gotcha. Interesting. So it seems like it's relatively well constructed as well.
Yes.
Nice.
Typically, what you find, for
sure
ancient culture, cultures like this, even from ancient Earth's past. So.
Nice. I think just quietly, just kind of observing. I think a lot of these, passive scans and then study the data later, I guess, type of situation.
I mean, there is a long line of individuals that are heading into the mouth of the temple. It seems like they have offerings and gifts from what you hear and understand, to the goddess. It's unclear for what it's exactly for, that they're just giving her an offering and wishing, good blessings upon themselves.
Gotcha.
Anything about their technology that's out of place for their development?
No.
Nice, so very standard. How long narratively would this Q woman have been here? How long was it since she left we left that last planet?
Well, technically, you and Solak do not know that.
We don't know that yet. Yeah.
Right. No.
Captain hasn't returned.
Yeah, we're just asking above board, but that's fine. Whatever.
I have a question out of character. She was one of the characters that we did in a previous adventure, where the other captain was still up with us, right?
Yes.
Got it. All right. And okay. And we were the same characters, Caval.
Yeah, it was still us. Yeah, we're still us.
Still us. Okay, so
right.
we Caval and Solak know her,
Right.
but the captain doesn't, because the captain was playing the science officer last time we played.
Right.
Got
And Maxine Sanders was technically, I think, created at that point in time. I guess
she was around, but she didn't have contact with.
Right.
Got it. Okay. All right.
All right. Cool. Then I guess we'll just kind of wait. I think report to the Navajo probably that the captain and Varys went to go speak with the goddess, and that the captain told us to hold tight.
Since we are in such a public space right now, it is probably not logical to contact the Navajo at this time.
Shouldn't we let them know that the captain and Varys have been taken to the goddess?
The captain knows what he's doing. I get the intention, I suspect that the captain wanted to be taken in some way so that he could learn more information. The best thing is to observe and to wait.
Yeah, then we'll just kind of observe and wait, I guess. Wait for something to occur as a next step.
Coming out of from your point of view, I wouldn't say an hour, but roughly, 10, 15 minutes. You notice that the captain and Varys are being not dragged out, but escorted out from the temple mouth, and kind of pushing aside is like, be grateful that the goddess has granted you this favor, as they, walk off.
And I approach the captain. I'm assuming Saunders is with me.
Yeah.
And I kind of cock my eyebrow at him and give him an expression of, well.
Not here. Let's find a secluded spot and return to the Navajo.
Captain, can you, you're really quiet still on your end.
Sorry. I don't have a lot of control over that. Any better?
Yeah, for me.
Captain will kind of shake his head towards Solak. Not here. Let's find a secluded area and return to the Navajo.
Of course, my old friend. And he nods and sort of motions everyone to go kind of back the way they came, really, I would assume, right?
Cool.
Now that we've been in the city for a while, is it possible for us to find a secluded spot where we could beam out from here?
Give me insight security difficulty 2.
Ooh, those are all my best stats.
I can assist if you like.
Oh, definitely need some assistance here. I'm going to give you a threat for an extra die.
I mean, you could give an order and you succeed.
Or you could just have a great roll.
You're just a winner.
And another great role from the security officer.
2 momentum gained. Yes, you find a secluded spot.
All right. As soon as we're in a secluded spot and we're sure no one's watching, Captain will call for a beam out.
As you tap your comm badge, you hear a bit of static on the captain. Waiting. We're having trouble picking you up.
Can I do a? We're secluded somewhere, right? Can we do a scan to see if there's like atmospheric interference or?
Yeah, I'm gonna take out the tricorder and see if there's any sort of interference.
Is it on our end or their end? That sort
of. As you break out your tricorders, the readings seem normal.
There is no detectable form of interference, Captain. No energy, no force field that we can see that is causing this interference.
Interesting. Very well. Well, we have a moment to talk. The rest of you have been on the ship longer than I have. Tell me what you remember of a being who called herself Alunia?
Yes, there was a previous mission that I was engaged in on the Navajo. We made contact with this being. Is this the mysterious goddess that you made contact with in the temple?
That's the name she gave me, and she indicated she had encountered the Navajo before. So I'm working on the assumption it is the same being.
Remarkable. That would in some way account for why we are experiencing the interference. From what we gathered from our encounter with her, she was a very powerful entity.
No, she is posing as this society's goddess. She's the one that reactivated the probe. She says she did it to establish her bona fides, as it were. But I suspect that she actually did it to lure a Starfleet vessel here as she is looking to leave this world. Apparently, she believes that for too much time, they intend to sacrifice her.
Really? That is the custom of these people?
Apparently. Have you learned anything about our culture while we were away?
everything appears to be rather standard for a civilization of this, I guess, cultural and geographical kind of situations. No detections of major outside interference or technology that is unbecoming for them. So, they definitely worship the goddess, as they call it. We saw a bunch of them lining up to give offerings and whatnot. Unsure if it's for returned favors or just the concept of giving gifts to those that are in better positions than them.
Captain, you said that she wanted to leave this planet and that you think her intention was to bring a starship here. Now that a starship is here, what is her next move? She seemed to let you go. Was there any decision made as to whether or not we will assist her in leaving this planet?
None. She implied that it took a lot of her power to get here from where she was, and that she was resting here. At least that is the implication I got from it. Perhaps she doesn't want to expend the same amount of energy to move from here somewhere else. Borrowing a starship or manipulating or convincing us to let her travel aboard our ship would be a convenient or efficient way to conserve energy. Makes sense from a certain point of view.
And to say that she is a security threat would be an understatement.
I tend to agree. During our conversation, she seemed to imply that it took more than one member of the Q continuum to contain her from where she was, where the Navajo crew released her before.
And she clearly seems to have some sort of residual power that is preventing us from communicating with the ship.
It would appear that way, though I'm interested in what the limits of that power were. I don't know that I fancy another journey into the jungle to find out.
It's the limits of her power might not be so mysterious to us. It might be possible for us to use the tricorder to create some sort of signal that would allow us to amplify our communications to talk with the ship. This would force her in some way to exude more power to block that, thereby weakening her still. You seem to indicate that she is running out of time, as you say, and she is resting. If she has to expend more energy in order to prevent us from communicating to the ship, that is advantageous to us.
A logical
Would you?
proposition, Commander.
Solok turns to Varys and says, "From a security point of view, would you agree, Varys?"
As a Starfleet officer, I really can't say all entirely that leaving her here would be good for her, but I still think we should leave her here.
I would tend to agree, Captain. Taking her aboard the ship is a significant security risk, but trying to weaken her would help us in getting off this planet.
Precisely. When we get off the planet, we've got two issues we need to deal with. One is the probe, and the other is this Aluna person. The probe has already been revealed to the people. Just having it disappear may be problematic. But if we were aboard the ship, we could, I don't know, we could fashion a stone shape or a stone monolith in the shape of the probe and replace them with a transporter. It can be explained away as a mysterious transformation, but at least the technology inside the probe would be denied them, and they would have to advance technologically according to their own gifts.
A very interesting and quite logical subterfuge on your part, Captain. We could actually create a complete replica of the probe, beam it in, and beam the real probe out simultaneously. The inhabitants would barely even notice that there is a change. Of course, she would notice that there is a change.
Yes, which leads us to our second problem, Aluna.
I have to ask, Captain. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
How much do you know about the device that contained her?
Outside of game, how much do I know about that device, GM?
Not a lot. It was some sort of crystalline device. There were entities in there that were kind of holding her in prison. So,
all right, I convey that to the captain and say some sort of alien crystalline device that we were unable to analyze. There were beings, alien entities that were imprisoning her. We did not find out more after that. Clearly, there are other entities and life forms out there that are either as powerful or more powerful than her that were trying to contain and imprison her.
Could we find a way to at least temporarily? I mean, were your scans of the device or of her sufficient enough to create a means to contain her temporarily? I don't want to cast any delusions on our idea of being able to hold her indefinitely, but if we can hold her long enough to transport her somewhere else, it'd be a temporary solution, I suppose.
That is one way. I would have to consult what information we have on the tricorder. Information on the ship is currently unavailable to me.
And politely, Captain, I'm not sure that attempting to contain her in a container would not cause more of a problem It, she she's fairly contained on the planet at the moment, and if we leave a buoy, a notice in Starfleet and say, "Do not go to this location," she can't leave for a while at least, and then we can deal with her later.
There is one element here, Lieutenant, that you are forgetting. The sorry, GM. What's her name again?
Alunia.
Alunia. Alunia has said that her life is in danger. She feels that the inhabitants of this planet will soon try to sacrifice her. That would suggest that she is in a weak enough state that they can cause physical harm to her.
Since she is interfering with this planet's customs, and she's wanting to stay and relax or whatever it is, I don't see why we should try to take her off.
I do not suggest that we take her off this planet, Captain, but I do suggest that if we are able to at least contact the ship, it puts us in a better advantageous situation. The question that I have for you is, what is our priority? Should I use the tricorder here to try and gain information so that we can entrap and imprison her? Or should I use the tricorder as a way to boost a signal to the ship so that we can weaken her further?
Well, I think your second plan about boosting the signal serves two purposes. It possibly weakens her further, but it also gets us contact with the ship and possibly able a way to return to the Navajo. From there, we could access the ship sensors and see if we can get a decent scan of her from there. Let's see if we can do that.
All right. I will begin work immediately. He sort of looks around to see if it's a remote enough place to begin to doing that work. And he takes out his tricorder and he begins to make modifications to it.
Okay, as you're doing that, we are going to cut back to the Navajo.
I'm assuming I've been informed that we're not able to beam up the away team and that communications are spotty.
This is a bit before. This is
Oh,
also a scene change, so go down one momentum.
Commander, internal sensors are detecting a power drain.
can you isolate the source of the power drain? Is it from the ship or externally?
We're down to one momentum. Forgot to move that. Sorry.
Oh, well, I'll click it.
Would that be a roll, GM, to see if I can isolate that?
Give me a reason plus engineering difficulty of 2. Assisted by the ship's sensors plus engineering.
Nice.
Gain 2. Sorry, I had to typey.
I'm not able to completely identify the source, but there's something on the planet near the away team itself that seems to be draining energy from the Navajo.
Does it seem to be tied at all to the probe, or does it appear to be a different sort of energy?
I can't imagine a probe draining energy from a system like this. But there's something near where the away team is. Probably why we're having trouble contacting them.
I'll call down to engineering. Whoever our next in charge is.
That would be, I believe, Ensign Archambault.
Gotcha. I'll call down Archambault. This is Caval.
Archambault here, sir.
We're detecting a power drain from the planet, making contact with the away team difficult. It's coming from the radius where they went down to. Can you and your team attempt to work on a way to lessen its effects on the system? I don't want to move further away from the planet. I need to find a way to counteract its effects.
Yeah, we detected it the moment that you detected it as well up on bridge. We're trying to isolate it right now, sir. Give me a moment.
I have a question because currently you're using crew support, so I believe you're at 1 left for crew support.
Mhm.
That sounds right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see a way around using it. If there's an engineering problem, we'd need to have an engineer do the work.
Okay.
Then yeah, I'd just say do what you can and keep me appraised.
Right, so I'll activate her, I guess. Am I going to do a roll here?
What are you wanting to analyze?
I'm wanting to analyze what's causing the power drain and try and find a way of stopping it.
I gave that to Rye. It's something down on the surface of the planet near the oasis.
Right. No, but we're trying to lessen its effects. So
Yeah. So
Okay,
can
so
I?
you wanna
Lessen the effects using shields or deflectors or
Right.
anything.
How do you wish to do that? Like
One
I'm
way
asking.
One way we could look at it is we could increase the shields. We could raise the shields and see if that reduces the power drain.
Well, I was wanting the engineering team to look at it. I don't want to raise the shields without knowing how it's draining the systems, and then the shields make it worse, or you can figure out more about how this works, then we should be able to find a better way to counteract effects, right?
Well, Rye can ask questions on it too. On that part.
As to what kind of energy it is and stuff like that.
It's energy. Energy's energy. So.
Is it targeting a specific part of the ship, or is the ship at large that it is being drained from?
The ship at large, like it's affecting different systems.
Do I get the sense that proximity would lessen the drain? Sorry, proximity is part of the solution, that if we moved away, the drain would slow down?
You could assume that. I'm not gonna take that as a question. I'm just saying that you could assume that.
Okay.
Potentially.
Would shields help, or would it just drain the shields?
If you want to take that as a question, then I will answer that as it would affect the shield. It would drain the shield systems, but eventually, it'll start affecting the entire ship again.
So you're saying like if the shields are up, it will drain from the shields, but that should
Yes.
theoretically give us more power to communications and
Right, but then
transporters.
you can't use the transporter while the shields are up.
Right. No. Yeah.
Would turning off systems, unnecessary systems, help slow down the power drain?
That's the vein of the proximity question. Like, it's something you can try and see.
Okay.
I'm not gonna take that as a question. Keep in mind you are at your, you have to spend momentum now.
Yeah.
To answer questions. So.
Okay. Well, I mean, we could just try something then. I mean, if that's all we got, then I guess we can see what happens if we boost power to communications and transporters and lower it in other places of the ship, and see if we're able to compensate for that. Or is us boosting the power just gonna? It's still just gonna do the same thing at the same rate, and we're still gonna be stuck in the same problem.
Yeah, I think either moving the ship or turning off unnecessary systems, lowering power will slow the drain. And then we can do a boost, temporary boost to either communications, transporters, what have you, get them back on the ship, and then move from there. But
Copy.
obviously, it's your call, XO.
Yeah, I think that tracks. So then, what happens if we lower power to non-essential and do like a quick boost on communications to see if we can see if we can cut through whatever the tomfoolery is.
Give me a control plus engineering, difficulty 2.
So we can have.
This will be a trait creation. Yeah, this is essentially a trait creation.
Copy.
Do you want Archambault to make that roll?
Yeah, engineering is not.
Okay. I'll activate her here. We can give her a talent later.
Copy.
Let's see. Sorry, it was engineering and what, GM?
Control, difficulty 2.
Control, difficulty 2. I'll take cautious engineering. Actually, no. What's the opposite of cautious engineering? Is it daring engineering? Where
Bold.
Bold engineering. With her, from a roleplay standpoint, I'll take bold engineering as a talent. That's all right.
Cool. Nice.
And I'll give you a threat for an extra die. And I don't know if she's got a focus that relates to this.
Nice. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get 2 momentum.
You divert power from the ship systems, which essentially, like, you lessen power, give you reserves. The power drain is still affecting the ship, but it's not crippling you entirely, as you're able to boost your communications signal out. Just as you do that, transporter was like chimes is like, Bridge, the away team's been trying to communicate with us. I wasn't able to get a signal through.
Understood. Can you attempt now with our altered power yields?
Try now. Navajo 208 team. Navajo 208 team. Please come in.
Is the away team here at this time?
You're still in your secluded spot that you were just having your conversation.
Okay, but do we hear that? Does that come through?
Yes, that comes through.
Oh, Captain taps his comm badge. Away team. Nava, what's your condition?
I'll patch you into the bridge, sir.
Caval here. We're detecting a energy drain from your immediate location. It was making communications transporters difficult to lock onto you. I've compensated for now. I'm assuming green lights are all on the board for transporters if we wanted to try to get them back on the ship. Yes, GM?
No. They were one of the systems you had to take offline.
What?
I spent 2 threat to create a complication that your transporter systems are too effective because you had to divert too much power.
Okay. Never mind. I lied to you. All we have are communications. There's that power drain. We can attempt to move things around again to get transporters. But while we're chatting, have you discovered anything down there that could be causing the this power drain effect on the Navajo?
We have, and I believe you've met her.
Her, Captain?
Apparently a being named Alunia that the Navajo encountered before my tenure as captain.
Yes.
Commander, this is Solak. You will recall that Alunia was a very powerful being when last we encountered her. She seems to be in a somewhat more weakened state, according to the captain, but she is apparently the cause of the probe turning on here on this planet. The population here seem to worship her as some sort of god. Were you saying earlier that there is a power drain happening on the ship?
Correct. It appears to be localized in your vicinity, so I'm assuming that she is the cause of this drain on the ship?
Very logical indeed. Captain, it is only logical to assume that she is causing the drain on the ship. This resting period that you referred to earlier, where she is recharging herself, it is very likely that she is using the ship's energy to recharge herself. I would recommend moving the ship away at a discrete distance so that she is unable to do so.
Or at least move the ship to a higher orbit to make it more difficult for her to drain power from the ship.
Precisely.
And while you're at it, let's see if we can find a way to poison the milk, as it were.
How would poisoning milk help our situation?
You mean somehow making it that taking power from the ship is no longer a good thing, Solak?
Are you suggesting, Captain, that we use the ship to somehow injure her? Or weaken her?
Perhaps to weaken her further.
A feedback. Is that your suggestion? She is attempting to drain energy from the ship. If the ship were to put out, let's say, a burst of energy as a way of injuring her, you feel that that would be advantageous to us?
Sending her a burst of energy might recharge her faster than we want to. But we just,
That is why I'm confused by what you mean by poisoning the milk.
But is it not possible to change the frequency or type of the energy being drained? Add something to the flow that would make it unpleasant for her to acquire.
I would need to know more about what kind of energy she is siphoning from the ship.
Well, unfortunately, that investigation will probably have to happen on board the Navajo, a place we're not going to be able to get to for a while.
Commander, is there any way to know what type of energy she is siphoning, or is it just energy in general?
As far as our initial scans show, it's just pretty much all of the energy. I can send to your tricorder our preliminary reports, but as far as we can tell, it seems just the energy of the ship. She likes it, and there you go. Can I send down the stuff that Archambault has done, and just so Solak can see exactly what the energy feed looks like from her side?
Do so, please. Commander, Alunia is attempting to leave this planet. The captain believes that her intentions in turning on the probe was to lure a Starfleet vessel, so that way she could commandeer it in some way and leave this planet. It is imperative that she not get on board the vessel.
Understood. I can move the Navajo to minimum safe distance, where it appears that her field is no longer affecting the ship, but of course that will leave you all without the direct support of the vessel in the events that you require it.
Captain.
Well, we're already without the direct support of the Navajo.
And Captain.
Yes.
The only bargaining chip that we seem to have with her is the ship itself. While I understand that you have no intention of allowing her to take control of your vessel, it is important to note that she would seem to be the only way that we could leave this planet.
You are mostly correct, but the ship itself is not the only bargaining chip we have. The power she's siphoning is also a bargaining chip. We can somehow add something to the flow to make it unpalatable to her. That would strengthen our position.
GM, is there any information that I have here that would allow me to do something like that? Like, from what I understand, energy is energy.
Yeah, energy is energy. I mean, there's, of course, you can like reverse polarities of it and whatnot.
Oh, so I have some flexibility here to kind of maybe invent
it's
something.
Like it's energy vibrates on a frequency, so like it's essentially changing the frequency. Like you could attempt to do something like that if you want, but energy is energy.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't know how much imagination I could pull from here. I'm not an expert on energy or anything like that.
Right.
So what Solak does is, now that he's got the info from the Navajo, he wants to see the frequency of the energy that's being siphoned from the ship. And based upon that frequency, he can come up with a way to essentially poison that frequency. So that way it makes it more difficult for her to siphon that energy. Is that about what you were going for there, Captain?
Yeah, that's exactly the kind of thing it was going
for.
Nice.
Let's make this reason plus engineering difficulty 4.
4, nice. Would you accept reverse engineering as a focus?
No.
Okay. It's difficulty 4, so I will buy 2 additional die with momentum. Can anybody on the away team help me? I think Vargas has got a pretty decent engineering score.
You can have 1 assist. Additional assist costs a momentum. Since you're communicating with the ship, assist can come from someone on the ship. However, keep in mind with activations in the scene, you're limited to playing Well, that supporting character can be used to assist. They just can't be the main role.
I think we already activated Vargas for this
Right.
adventure.
Yeah, but Rye was playing her character, so as long as that Vars is assisting in the scene, it's okay.
GM, since the captain was feeding him ideas and kind of directing him, could I assist with presence command?
Yes, for a momentum. It costs
Sure.
a momentum like beyond the first assist.
But what if he's the only assist?
Well, like if I don't assist and it's just the captain.
Then no, it doesn't cost. You just get one free assist. If you want more, it's a momentum cost.
Oh,
That's
okay.
2E rules. So
Yeah.
I think
So it'll just
the captain's probably the best free assist we have.
Yeah.
That presence command will probably be fine.
That's fine. So I'll buy 2 die, so that's -3 momentum, and the captain will assist me.
Nice.
Makes sense, Captain?
Works for me.
Yep.
Right.
Solid.
Rolling.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
I have a question for all of you. Should I go fishing on that 18?
What was the diff on the roll?
4. So far, you're getting a momentum back.
Yeah, why not? What's the odds that you roll a 20? Low.
Might as
So
well go
should I-
fishing.
Come on, complication.
Go
All right,
fishing.
I'll go.
boys.
I'll go
Yeah, fish
fishing.
for that.
I'll go fishing. He's cautious. That's why I ask.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
Didn't
You
mean
tried.
anything.
Nothing-
Sorry,
nothing
I
dangerous.
think our momentum was down to 1, and then we gained a momentum. So I think we're at
It was-
2.
No, it was
right?
down. It was down to 2, and then we
Yeah.
got 1 from yours, so it was
Got it.
3.
Got
The
it.
momentum is right currently.
Awesome.
So yeah, you devise a way to, you set up like with your tricorder doing some math with your Vulcan brain, and you manage to come up with a frequency that would hopefully negate the energy drain on the Navajo.
Cool.
I have a very impressive Vulcan brain.
Beautiful.
Captain,
Perfect.
I believe I have found a way that we are able to execute your suggestion. I am sending that information to the Navajo now. Commander, please give the following information to engineering, and they should be able to assist you with this spoiled milk.
Perfect. I will do so post haste. Insight and wisdom is always greatly appreciated, Commander. Thank you.
I like how Caval speaks in Shakespearean language, by the way.
yeah.
Post haste. It's been a while since I've heard that.
Yeah.
I do like it.
Well, Lieutenant Varus, keep your eye out. The rest of us should be vigilant as well. If we cut her off from that power supply, I imagine we'll get recalled back to the palace.
Yeah.
I think that is a very logical conclusion, Captain. Perhaps this time the entire family will be able to attend.
Might as well. She knows who we are.
So
Alright, cool.
you're returning to I guess, where the palace is at for the away team.
Well, let's see if the ship is successful in cutting her off, and see if we can get in a spot where we can observe the palace, see if there's any noticeable increase in guard activity.
Yep, I'll send that down to engineering. And be like, just as soon as you all believe that you find a way to get this to work, let me know, and then we'll brace just in case there's any sort of negative feedback from her side. But yeah, we'll send it down and see what we got to do.
And does that require a roll, GM?
For
implementing
no,
implementing what's
you
okay.
just tell me
Oh,
you're implementing it.
Okay. Yes, sir. Implementing it now.
Sweet. Let's do it.
She says under her breath, "Solok, you weirdo, crazy genius."
Some time passes, even though you're still operating on the sort of measures you've taken, as you attempt to essentially poison the milk.
Cool.
Commander, we've implemented what Solok sent over. There's no really way of us knowing whether or not it worked or not.
Any change in the amount of power drain?
I think I just heard something in the game.
I was about to respond, but I heard beeping, so I don't know. Relevant beeping or ambient beeping or. I don't know if something's happening or not.
Commander?
Oh,
Yes. We're sensing an ionic storm in the area.
anything more precise? Like where did it
It's
just pop
forming
up?
around the city and it's starting to form.
How convenient timing.
Are we able to hear this on the in the away team?
I'll keep the channel open. Captain, it appears that there's an ionic storm coalescing near your location. It appears to have happened in sync with our implementation of Solok's plan, so I'm sure that she's attempting to disrupt us, and then can we, I guess it's a test, not...
We can see this, right, GM? We can see the storm.
Yeah, in the distance, you just start seeing these rolling black clouds and lightning. You hear the thunder and lightning striking the ground.
I think I just heard the thunder and lightning just a second ago.
If we stop with the implementation of the plan real quick, does this ionic storm continue to coalesce?
I would not recommend stopping it at this time, Commander. I would think that this storm is the result of someone not appreciating our interference.
I agree. I think we've gotten her attention.
Captain, I think we should find some cover post haste.
I would recommend returning to the temple, Captain. We should probably terminate our communications with the ship as well.
At least for now, but I agree. I hear the temple is excellent cover, and I imagine it will be much easier for us to gain entrance.
Very well. I'll continue the new plan and try to keep comms open. Good luck.
Captain,
let's just stride right up to the front door.
Right, yeah.
As we're walking, Solok says, "Captain, what is your intention when it comes to bargaining with her?"
I'm still working on that part of the plan. Anybody have any suggestions?
Well,
aggressive diplomacy?
that would be one way of approaching it. But would you actually consider bringing her on board the ship?
How many lives are on this planet?
He would know this. So GM, he says the number because he
Around
saw the
200,000.
report.
It's around 200,000.
273,524.
That's a lot of lives at risk.
Indeed. Plus, there are the lives on board of the ship. She is a life form, though, and she holds tremendous power and knowledge. There are many possibilities with her.
Though the idea of someone that's a Q continuum thought was worthy of being locked up. Not sure I would really want to release that on the galaxy.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, Captain, it is your decision. But if you do intend her to bring her on board the vessel, that is ultimately what she wants. There might be a way to negotiate with her so that she can come aboard the vessel, but in a safe and secure way.
You know, I thought Vulcans could only read minds through physical contact. You get a little creepy there, Mr. Commander.
I am unable to read minds.
Could have fooled me.
I just simply logically deduced what I felt that your decisions were, the decisions that were available to you.
Well, I'll have to endeavor to be more unpredictable in the future.
I should hope not.
Weirdly, on this, I concur with the commander. Please don't be unpredictable.
Indeed, that would be very illogical, Captain.
Being illogical is probably the best way to be unpredictable to a Vulcan.
As you're making your way back to the temple, you see a lot of people kind of running in almost like in a panic like state. You hear whispers like, "We've angered the gods. We mustn't. We must repent." And as they continue running, like many run into the shelter, running past you, uh, seems to be a frenzy on the planet's surface.
Well, let's keep an eye on our belongings so we don't get pickpocketed in the frenzy.
Mhm.
You know, like I said, I stride right up to the front door of the gates of the temple.
Was the line, GM, of people to get into the temple, has that now dispersed because of the
Yes.
storm? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you walk to the guards, they halt you. Like, you must go back to your homes.
Well, it is fixing to come up a bad cloud here, but since the line is gone, I'd like to request an audience with the goddess. I'm fairly certain that we have been able to divine what has angered the other gods, and we must pass this information along to the goddess that is here in the temple. All of our lives depend upon it.
As you do that, as you're saying that, a woman dressed in, she goes, the goddess, the visitors that came before, she demands that they be brought before her.
Baron's just going to look to the guards he was talking to. He's not going to say what the look on his face say. Told you.
It is indeed a great honor to visit with the goddess. We will comply with you. Won't we, my old friend? As Solok tries to not say the word captain.
You are quite right. We are, please, take this to the goddess. Or,
All of you?
yes, all of us are. These humble seers 4 have a message to her from the other gods.
Nice.
You are escorted up into the throne room. You still hear the echoes of thunder in the background. And she just looks at you and states, "Are you mad?"
GM, does she look weaker than the last time I saw her? Like physically
No.
weaker? Okay. Solok looks at her and looks at the captain, and he says, "I do not feel any sudden bout of insanity upon my mind at the present moment."
I'm perfectly sane, Commander. I'm also not angry, Alunia. Not angry with you, at least at the moment. Nice storm.
You think I have something to do with this?
Are you
Yeah.
saying that the
Starfleet were better than this?
Are you saying that the current ionic storm is not the result of your power?
No, it is not. As she kind of clenches her head a bit.
It is agreeable to see you again, Alunia. Do you remember me?
Briefly.
Yes, our contact was quite short. I am Solok of the USS Navajo. I was the chief engineer when you met me before, and I am the chief engineer still. Were you attempting to siphon power from our vessel?
No. As she kind of clenches her head a bit.
Interesting.
Made it much, much worse.
Are you saying that there's some other entity or life form on this planet that is causing the storm and siphoning power from our vessel?
It's not an entity.
What is it then?
Some sort of machine that I can't get to because I'm more of a prisoner than I am a goddess.
Machine. Interesting. Native to this planet or alien?
If you go find it, I think you will learn a great deal about it.
Is the machine located somewhere within this temple?
No.
Do you
It's
know
in the
where the
jungle.
machine is located?
It's
In the jungle.
near the city. She clenches her head again. Whatever you're doing, you need to tell your ship to stop before you destroy this entire place.
Tell me something before I believe you. Why would the Q, as annoying as they are, why would they attempt to imprison you?
The Q imprison each other all the time. For the littlest things. Why does it matter?
So you claim to be one of them.
I am no Q.
Then why did they imprison you? You want me to trust you, Elenia, then you're going to have to be more willing to share.
I interfered with a scruffle with them, okay? It's not a big deal. I prefer not to get entangled with them again. They tend to swat beings who become a threat to them. I am the last of my kind.
Solok turns to the captain and he says, "Captain, it might be best if we could ask Alunia for a bit more privacy in this room. I believe what we have talked about has already contaminated enough of the culture of this civilization."
Now, if the conditions of this conversation are the same as the last, they don't understand a word we're saying.
Solok sort of cocks his eyebrow and says, "Very well." Our scans of the planet didn't notice any sort of specific energy reading from a machine that would have the kind of power to create ionic storms and drain energy from a starship. You know that it is in the jungle, Alunia, but do you not know where specifically it is in the jungle?
I was attempting to locate it. It's. And she clenches her head again. It's an obelisk. Created by the people that brought him here. That's all I know. This happened during my imprisonment.
Captain, I could attempt to use the tricorder to try and locate an object of that kind, giving off some sort of energy signature.
We can, but for that we would need some privacy.
He looks up at a... Go ahead.
Captain will pull a Solak and just look back at Alunia and raise an eyebrow.
If I am to locate this object, I would need to have some privacy in this room, Alunia.
The object is not here. It's... You may go to find it, but please hurry before it's too late.
You will then instruct your guards to let us go, and let us back in when we return.
She nods. When she speaks, they begin to understand what the words she's saying. She informs them. Let these 4 in, escorted when they return. They are allowed to leave. They are great warriors sent from on high.
Solak's eyebrow kind of goes up. Weird.
We shall return as quickly as we can. Our queen. And Brom will just kind of nod his head in the direction of the door and start heading that way.
Yeah.
I'm making an attempt at an insight roll to see if the captain's got any gut instinct about whether or not Alunia is being somewhat honest with us.
Give me Insight Command difficulty 2.
I will give you 1 point of threat so I can have my bold.
Gain a momentum. She seemed genuine. Didn't sense any deceit. In fact, you think she's under a great deal of pain. Whatever is affecting the ship is affecting her as well.
As we leave and we get some distance from the guards and sort of things like that, Solak says to the captain and to the party, Captain, she said that she is a prisoner here on this planet, and that this obelisk that she mentioned is a part of this. It is possible that this is the prison that the Q Continuum placed her on.
And not the place you rescued her from?
It's possible that she was recaptured and put here. I'm not saying that is what has happened here, but she said that she is a prisoner.
Well, I know this may seem illogical, Commander, but my instincts are telling me that she is at least partially telling the truth.
I got the instinct, I guess the term you used, that would indicate that she was telling the truth. There were no telltale signs of lying that are common with species when they lie, especially humanoid species.
All right, let's find a place where we can communicate with the ship and see if we can use that tricorder to get us a location on this obelisk.
We might be able to use the ship itself to find the obelisk.
Good point. At least with the storm, it'll be easier to find a secluded spot.
And when we find that secluded spot, Solok taps his comm badge and says, "Solok to Navajo."
Cabal here.
We have determined, or at least we feel that we think that we have determined. I don't like to use the word "feel." We think that we have determined the cause of the energy drain. It would seem that Alunia is not the cause of the drain. In fact, the drain is actually affecting her as well. We are trying to find an obelisk-shaped object on the surface of the planet that is emanating a unique energy signature, the type of energy signature that could drain energy from a starship. Alunia says that this is a device of some kind that was left by an alien species that, and then he looks at the captain and says, we are assuming imprisoned her here.
All right. Do you want the Navajo to scan for the location of obelisk?
That would be the most logical course of action. The ship's sensors are much better than us using our tricorders here on the planet.
Very well. And I'm assuming also powering down our annoyance for her, yes?
At least for now. She claims that the storm is this obelisk reaction to your preventive measures, but keep a close eye on the ship's power systems. That becomes anytime that becomes a risk to the survival of the ship.
Out of character before we start.
Parts.
Out of character before we do that. We did a scan of the planet earlier, like when we came into the system, right? Came into the planet and we didn't detect anything. Is that correct?
No, but it was mentioned in the Hornet's log that they found a strange obelisk.
Got it. Okay, thank you. The reason I was asking it is that I didn't know if we stop the energy thing, that it would make it harder for us to find that obelisk. So,
gotcha. Yeah.
Did the log on the Hornet note where the obelisk is located?
I will say that's a momentum spin for like contained information.
I will spend that momentum.
Yeah.
No, in the log there's a detailed set of coordinates to where the obelisk is at.
It would seem the Hornet has been able to provide us with that information, Captain. And I show him my tricorder that shows the exact coordinates of where it's located.
Excellent. Well, that saves us the trouble of having to scan for it. All right.
But I think we can just, out of character, we can assume that Solok didn't have that on his tricorder and he needed to get that from the ship. And that's how we have it now.
Again, Commander Cabal, go ahead and let's let the energy drain continue, but let's gradually give that back to them. See where the point is, where the storm ends, and end there. Use your best judgment.
Dialing it back, so to speak.
Precisely.
No, understood.
Anybody know how far we are from those coordinates?
How far are we, GM, from those coordinates? We are 2 kilometers, Captain. We would have to walk through the jungle, of course. Hopefully this time I will not be attacked by any tree.
Well, let's hope. Or anything else. At any rate, we best hurry. One way or the other, that energy drain is harmful to the ship.
Are you going to make me do another fitness roll?
I bet he's going to make us all do another fitness roll.
Oh, everyone's doing a fitness roll.
Oh, great. Caval, I failed the fitness roll last time and almost got eaten by a tree.
Nice.
Fitness con difficulty 1.
Yeah, Maxine's not good at this.
I passed it. Yay!
Whoa.
Maxine passed it. Yay!
I'm going to spend a momentum because I don't want to.
Do we get momentum from these rolls, by the way?
Yes.
Okay. Nice. Good thing the captain bought that.
Actually, the momentum spend was a waste because that last die.
Oh, it was the last roll? Okay. That's okay. We got it back. No, we didn't. Never
mind. You gained a momentum, but that momentum was spent.
But then we lost it, so it's a wash.
So no, nothing gained.
No.
As you trek through the jungle, eventually you make your way to a obsidian-looking like stone obelisk.
Cool.
Solok looks at it as a piece of technology and admires it.
Mr. Sanders, what can you tell us?
I'm a woman, sir. Yeah,
Mr. is a naval term.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do a sciencey scan.
Oh, before we get too close, can the security officer please do their job?
I wasn't going to touch it.
That's what everyone says, and then they touch it.
Give me an insight security difficulty 1 to kind of walk the perimeter.
Oh, booby trap!
Why
did you touch it?
Giant boulder coming down after you.
I succeeded. Okay.
As you look around, you get the sense that it's all clear. When suddenly a lightning struck near your location, hitting a tree branch, falling and scaring you a bit. You take the negative trait, jumpy. You're a little on edge.
It's already on edge. Dang it.
It would seem that the storm is still active, even though we have dialed back our feedback to this machine.
Possibly. To be honest, it doesn't make any sense that the storm would erupt when we dialed back the power drain, because there was no storm before it. If the thing's sentient, maybe we made it mad and it's not gotten over things yet.
Right.
I think now is the time for scanning this object. And Jim, before he scans it, Solok just sort of looks at it. Is there anything that he sees with it that is unique or interesting from a technology standpoint as a device?
It seems very artificial in nature, like almost like it wasn't carved with rudimentary tools, like extremely smooth to the touch.
I'm not touching it though. I listened to the security officer.
Okay, it would appear that
I knew what you meant.
That is the most smoothest shave I've ever seen, type deal. So,
it should be good. Approach carefully. Just let me know if you're going to touch it.
I think scans are in order.
Yeah. Yes, scan.
What are you scanning for?
To see if we can determine how is this thing draining power from the ship. What are its power signatures now that we can see it? Is a machine in the obelisk?
Well, give me insight plus engineering difficulty 2. There is actually writings on the obelisk. If you wish to analyze that, that would be an insight science difficulty 2.
I'll scan the power. You can scan.
I'll do the science. Yep.
You can go first.
Copy. Insight science. You said diff 2.
Yes.
I'll give you a momentum for a third die. No applicable foci. Well, would you accept anthropology? Because I'm looking at the language.
Yes, I'll accept anthropology.
Copy. All right.
And this is mostly just narrative, but unless they're doing something, Varys is within reaching distance of the captain at all times.
I will re-roll that.
They are not losing a captain.
Yeah.
Okay. We got that momentum back.
Gain a momentum.
Yep.
I will take a momentum and roll 3 die. You said insight engineering?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't think I've got any focus for this. I'm going to re-roll that 17. Because that 17 was a fail, right?
Yeah.
Looks like
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's a fail.
Yeah.
Yeah, 15.
I mean, you keep getting a lower number when you re-roll.
It's true.
It's not
What?
going
Yeah,
up, so you're
it's
doing good.
moving in the right direction, right?
Yeah.
I've had so much chamomile lemongrass tea today
Nice.
that I feel like I'm going to grow a garden on top of my head.
Nice.
God.
That reminds me of Darkwing Duck. Now I want to rewatch that.
Yeah.
I did.
Now I want coffee.
If there's trouble, you call DW.
And this may be an unpopular opinion, but I always preferred Tailspin to Darkwing Duck. Like, both were good, but
That's valid. Yeah.
I like Tailspin.
To each their own.
I don't know that I ever watched either one of those. I think I was too busy watching Transformers and G.I. Joe.
Yeah,
Me too.
fair.
Me too.
Fair.
Lot of Transformers, a lot of G.I. Joe. A lot of that. And what was it? Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Love
Yeah.
that.
Very good.
I was more of a Power Rangers kid personally, but you know.
I'm older
All
than
good
you.
picks.
Yeah.
I'm older than all of you, and I remember watching Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Valid.
I remember the Incredible Hulk cartoon. I love the music in the opening sequence.
I remember behaving myself as a child so I wouldn't miss an episode of The Incredible Hulk.
Yep,
Nice.
the old TV show with Bill Bixby. That one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That and
Yeah.
Battlestar Galactica, the original.
Battlestar Galactica.
And
Yeah.
Buck Rogers. Man, my parents could get me to behave if those shows
Buck
were.
Rogers, and then 24th century.
Duck Dodgers.
Oh gosh, the 24th and a half century.
Century.
Let's see.
All right, I've got the energy readings here. Hold on.
I have language as well.
You can go ahead with language first.
Captain, I'm not able to decipher what the words actually mean, but I do know from my studies that the writings are from a race called the Preservers. But apparently the Universal Translator or one of my databases have any way of translating that currently. But I can take down what it says. Potentially when we get to the Navajo later, I might be able to do some more digging on it.
This isn't the same thing from that Star Trek episode where they get it to work by Kirk flipping over his communicator and he says Kirk to Enterprise. I am Kirok. That one.
Yeah.
What that one's called. Solok says, Captain, the scans from the obelisk for its energy seems to indicate that it is collecting all forms of energy from the surrounding environment. It is unclear at this time what the reason behind it is, but it does seem that it is building up for something. Storing the energy, it seems.
Can you detect anything underground? Any kind of machinery at all?
Did my tricorder detect anything underground, GM?
For a momentum.
I'll buy it.
I'll buy that for a momentum.
Yeah.
There does seem to be a control room underneath the obelisk. If there is a way for us to access that control room, we might be able to get more information.
Agreed. Varus, everyone, let's spread out and see what we can find. Hopefully, it's in the immediate area.
What were the results of the scans looking in the language and the glyphs that are on this device?
Not able to figure anything out, but they are from a race called the Precursors.
The precursors? Preservers.
Preservers. Sorry, yes, preservers.
The preservers.
You telling me this
Interesting.
is a preserver obelisk?
Would they know were the preservers?
You would know. Well, I mean, if you studied Captain Kirk's logs, then yeah.
So it is that. Okay, I was joking. I was right.
Yeah, no,
Yay!
you're right.
Star Trek nerd quiz trivia comes through.
Right.
So yes, it is from that.
Yeah.
It's like remarkable, Captain. This is an obelisk from the preservers. This was first encountered by the USS Enterprise. What is he going to say? Like 80 years ago? Is that what it is? No, it'd be more than that because it was the original series.
110.
Almost 110.53 years ago.
About 100.
It was placed. It was placed upon a planet in an effort to preserve it. The obelisk on that planet had energy so that if an asteroid of any kind were to make contact with the planet, it would deflect that asteroid. These devices, at least based upon that information, were placed on planets as a way to protect them, to preserve them, so to speak. The way that the control room was accessed by Captain Kirk was by him flipping open his old-style communicator and saying the words, "Kirk to Enterprise." It was determined, of course, by Mr. Spock that the glyphs on the object right here were musical notes. And by playing those notes, it would activate the obelisk and open up the control room.
Well, Commander Solog, that's worth a shot. Think you can replicate Captain Kirk's actions?
He plugs it into his tricorder, and
in the meantime, the rest of us see if we can find another entrance.
And he simulates the sounds that was used by Kirk at that time to open the obelisk door, essentially.
Let's make this reason plus science difficulty 2.
Reason, science. I will buy the die with that momentum. Would you take reverse engineering for this? He is reverse engineering a sound.
I would take music theory.
Okay, I don't have that. I could use a value here, and my value, I actually have this as a value, and it's appropriate. Never leave a stone unturned.
Nice.
I'm joking. I'm just going to roll it. And I'll fish that 18. 15 again. Here I am.
Yeah, you know.
I got us one momentum back.
Yeah, you get the momentum back. As you plug it into the tricorder, the writings, and sort of quantivate it into music theory, the tricorder comes out with the sound. You play a sound, and it essentially goes dun 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 dun, and The base below opens up and reveals a pathway down into the obelisk itself.
Solak says, "Fascinating."
Well done.
And he looks up. He looks up at the captain and says, "I believe the entrance is available to us."
It does appear that way, Commander. Lieutenant Varys, take point.
Thank you, Captain. Down we go.
I have no map for this, so
What? No map for
Okay.
this?
I forgot the
Theater
theater.
of
I'm
the mind.
sorry.
It's the
okay?
best theater.
Oh, my
Forgive me.
immersion.
You know,
Do it.
we have a certain standard that we expect of you, and
That's true, yeah. No maps? No like voice modulators here? What's going on?
Come on.
Lay off the GM, guys. He's doing his best.
Who
I
are you? What have you
appreciate
done
you,
with our GM?
GM. I appreciate you.
Well, based upon what we know about the previous preservers obelisk on that planet 110 years ago, Solak would have that information and would want to, in a way, basically. Well, he turns to the captain first and says, "Captain, is it your decision that we should power down this obelisk?"
I don't believe I have enough information to make a final decision yet. Let's see why this obelisk is gathering power to itself before we make a decision about what to do about it.
So that's what Solak attempts to do. He attempts to try and understand why this device is storing energy, whether it's in its programming or in anything in the mechanism in here that would give an indication.
Give me reason plus engineering difficulty 2.
I take it the corridor led us to a control room.
Yeah, I'm tempting to draw it for you.
Cool.
In the episode, it was literally just right there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you went
literally
down
all
the
it was.
stairs.
Literally.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
literally
right there.
Here.
Yeah. Sorry, reason engineering difficulty 2. I'll buy a die. That's right. Can I use this? Hold on. Hold on. I will re-roll that 19. And get another 19.
You spent some momentum, right?
I did. So that should be down to 0. Yeah, there's nothing more I can do, I don't think.
You see the discharge, like sort of like the readings on it. It seems like its capacitors are still building up for something. But as to its still function, you're having trouble to figure out. It doesn't seem to be anything that you can see like on its. Doesn't appear to like have scanners, but you're like, it doesn't seem to display what it's charging up. To either shoot at something or whatnot.
I convey that to the captain and just essentially say, "Captain, I cannot determine at this time why it is trying to charge this energy. Perhaps a better understanding of the language here, but that could take time."
Okay. Do we know if there are any other energy sources the device could draw power from besides our ship and Alunia that we might divert it to?
Power sources?
And while they're pondering that, the captain's going to see if he can reach the Navajo.
Communications are a little garbled, but yeah, you can reach it. there seems to be a little interference from the obelisk itself.
Commander Craval, this is Captain Perone. Do a long range scan of the immediate area of space. See if you can identify any potential risks to this planet that may be inbound.
Understood, Captain. I will do so immediately. And I'll
And if you don't
do a
find
scan.
anything, look for any potential risks inherent in the planet itself. Tectonic activity, something that that some object may be gaining power to prevent. And while you're there, send us everything the database has on the preserver obelisk that Kirk encountered over 100 years ago.
Understood, Captain. I'll get on that immediately. And I'll send down the info for Capitan Kirk. And then get the Navajo scanning for inbound objects or anomalies.
What do you want to tackle first?
Well, let's just send down the stuff first. That feels like an easily obtainable goal.
I'm not quite sure how to help you.
Alexa, stop.
Yeah, you can easily find his logs. Like that's not
Yeah.
an issue.
I'll just send that down so the captain has it. And then I will get the Navajo's beautiful sensors working to see if there are any potentially dangerous inbound celestial events that this obelisk could be charging up in response to.
Give me a reason plus science. This is by the ship's sensor plus science difficulty of 2.
Copy. So I guess Rye, I guess you can take the lead on that.
Yeah. Would you accept stellar cartography as a focus?
Yes.
Nice. Wow. And then what was the ship rolling? Sensors and
Sensor science, you roll 2 dice since yeah, they have advanced sensors. So
copy.
gain 3 momentum.
Nice. Cool.
Rye is good at her job. Commander, we are detecting a massive solar flood building that was heading toward the planet. Impact in 30 minutes.
A massive solar flare, you said?
Yes.
How massive is
Bigger than a bread box, sir?
Right. Okay. We'll lay
It,
that.
it would engulf the planet with the size.
Gotcha. So big bad.
Very, very big bad, yes.
Copy. All right. Yeah, I'll let the captain know. Captain, it does appear that there's a very large solar flare that is going to strike the planet in about 30 minutes. It would be catastrophic.
Is there any way we can prevent the solar flare, prevent the solar eruption?
I'm assuming we're past that point, but I can get. We can attempt to determine that. Get a peek. I'm assuming that if it's going to hit the planet in 30 minutes, it's probably already past the point of no return.
Well, if our knowledge of the preservers is correct, then as long as we are no longer continuing to interfere with the obelisk, then shouldn't it do that?
Yeah.
I'd still rather you not be on the planet, but that's a personal preference.
This is gonna hurt. Bring the Navajo into a low orbit, and as long as it doesn't get us to a position where engine levels or power levels are critical, give it the power it needs. Let's get us into a low enough orbit to where we can't be seen, but we might benefit from the preserver's protection as well. Assuming the solar flare would be bad for us too.
Understood.
Commander Solak, let's see if we can't convince this machinery to protect the Navajo as well.
Any questions you want to ask about it, or
The machine itself?
the solar flare?
Oh,
I mean, I'm assuming there's nothing we can do to stop the solar flare from erupting at this point. I mean, it's already
erupted, so that's
it's already
yeah.
yeah. If this planet's like the same distance from the sun, there,
right. Yeah, exactly.
It's already on its way.
It's already done. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's not much we can really do to it from here. I mean,
Unless you could want to use the ship or the ship's power to try and divert the flare, which would be hard.
Yeah, and I think we've determined it's really big solar flare, like engulfing solar flare. So I don't know how the Navajo would not be able to accurately stop that without the ship going kablooey, which we don't want.
Well, if we can put I'm thinking that if we can put the Navajo in the planet shadow.
Yeah, if the obelisk protects the planet and we are in the planet's atmosphere, we should also be fine. Otherwise, if we can't, the Navajo can. I mean, we can dodge the flare. Space is big, but then we're
actually.
Far
I do have
away.
a question about the flare, real quick. Does the flare seem to be a natural, for lack of a better term, progression of this? Like, I mean, does the flare itself seem to have been naturally occurring or artificial? Cool. Natural. Good. Just wanted to make sure. With all the Q talk, I've been just.
Cool. So it is just a normal thing, just bad timing.
That seems to happen on a regular basis, apparently.
Oh, nice. Okay. And I'm assuming, I mean, our questions can only be related to the solar flare, so I don't think there's really much else we can get. It's a naturally occurring solar flare that's going to do terrible things to the planet if it gets here. So. Yeah, we'll send down all the data to it, I guess. Data about it to the OA team so they can see exactly what we're dealing with and when. And yeah, I've already sent down all the data regarding preservers, so hopefully that might help a little bit. Other than that, yeah, I think you guys just got to get the thing to work, and I'll begin. Go ahead.
I think it works on its own.
Right. Yeah, I just want to make sure it's going to work. I'll move the Navajo to. We presume that. I mean, we're making the assumption that the Navajo will most likely be safe within the atmosphere of the planet. Is that correct, GM? Is that a question we have to ask, or is that a assessment?
Rye has one more free question. So, is that one you want to ask?
Yeah. Based on the size of this solar flare and the strength of the atmosphere of this planet, blah blah blah. If the preserver's device works and the Navajo is in the atmosphere of the planet, we will not be kablooied by the solar flare, correct?
I gave Rye some information.
Oh, copy.
From what I'm gathering with our information, if the machine is going to protect the planet, then we would be safe as long as we are in low orbit. The planet itself is a weak magnetic sphere, though, so if it doesn't work, it's going to destroy all life on this planet.
Then let's make sure it works.
All right, I'll begin moving the Navajo into low orbit and attempt to get into a position that is not readily observable by the population of the planet. And I will begin doing that.
I need Maxine Sanders to give me an Insight Science difficulty 2 roll.
Copy. Would anthropology still are here?
Or? Anthropology.
Copy. I will give you a momentum for die. And I will fish on the 17. Cool.
Okay, so 4, yeah, 2 momentum gain.
Yep, already got it.
Oh, you already did.
Captain, this did just occur to me. If they're in any way following, I guess, what we know of Aztec culture for whatever reason, there is historical evidence that Aztec cultures would do religious sacrifices to the gods if they deemed a natural disaster was imminent, and primarily those religious sacrifices were of women in notable positions of power. So that could potentially place our friend, for lack of a better term, in a rather dangerous situation back in town.
Perone just sighs. He kind of shakes his head. Well, she did tell us the truth, at least partially. Commander Solak, I assume there's nothing else we can do here.
Logically, I do not see anything else that we can do here at this time, Captain. We simply must trust that the device will work at the appropriate moment.
That is a lot of trust. I mean, if it doesn't, that would be bad, right? But I guess you're right. Nothing seems like it's not going to work.
The previous preserver device did manage to save that planet and the USS Enterprise. It is logical to assume that the race that put this device here knew what it was doing.
Indeed, and well, since we're talking about Kirk, wasn't the title of his autobiography "Risk is Our Business"?
That is correct.
All right. Well, there's nothing else we can do here. Let's seal. Let's leave and seal this chamber. Get back to the temple.
You suspect that Illyria is in some sort of danger at this point.
I think Lieutenant Sanders' idea has merit, and we should at least we should go check on her. She did help us after all. So yeah, we're gonna leave, close the obelisk control room up, and hightail it back to the temple. And here come more fitness rolls.
We're going to go into a scene change. I will, as long as you walk the same path, you manage to make it back up to the temple.
Oh, nice.
As two their guards approach you and inform you, you are not welcome here no longer. You are no longer welcome here. Return or face consequences.
The goddess instructed you to let us in. Get out of my way.
She will soon be one with her kind.
If you do that, you will damn this entire civilization to destruction. You will kill us all, man.
No.
Let us by now.
The gods are angry. She must return to them. They call to her. As they draw their
more
weapons, their lovely sticks with obsidian spears, essentially, while spitting arrows on the tip of a wooden stick fashioned quite nicely.
Captain is attempting to be convincing as possible. You're telling me that's not going to work, huh?
Nope. They have higher authority.
I think it's
Then-
time for the aggressive diplomacy, Captain.
Then the captain is going to continue channeling Kirk and attempt to go first, strike first.
Okay. This
I
will be a-
didn't mean you.
Oh, Captain's gonna strike first. So this will be a daring security. You know, I will spin a threat.
You marry one Klingon captain and you think you just punch everybody.
How do you think he married the Klingon? Not that he remembers. He was
Your
drunk.
difficulty is 3.
Very well. I want to use Makbar as my focus, the Klingon martial arts.
Okay.
Nice.
Daring security.
And you chuckled when I changed foci.
Nice. That's great.
But for the rest of it, this is not the captain's strong suit. I'm gonna try, but I gotta determine. I still haven't spent my determination this mission, so I'm gonna try. Let's try either. That didn't work. We'll try the ends justifying the means.
You want to spend your determination this early?
This early.
I have like a 12 daring security. I don't
Okay.
want to get stuck with the pointy stick.
I'll accept that.
That'll give me 2. I will spend a momentum for a third.
Okay. On the dice roller, just make sure you roll 2 and have the determination select. Because you don't buy the extra. You don't buy an extra dice for determination. You're setting a dice to
Right.
Nice.
gain a momentum. And I'm assuming this is unarmed. And as he lunges forward with his spear, you grab the spear and then you judo chop him like Captain Kirk, and he falls unconscious.
Nice.
And since we have the momentum, perhaps Varys would like us to spend 2 momentum to keep the initiative, and she can emulate her captain and channel her own inner Kirk.
Nice.
It sounds like a plan. Let's spend 2 momentum.
Are you spending 2 to keep?
Yeah.
All right. Daring. Are you doing unarmed or?
Yes, I'm doing unarmed.
All right. I'll spend the threat. Difficulty 1.
Nice.
Will my focus and martial arts apply?
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and spend a momentum, try to build some more.
Gain 2. And I'll let you describe what as you take down this Seamus, the Aztec warrior.
Well, in a similar vein as the captain, I grab the spear, but then they do that. Oh, it's that move from the Avengers where Natasha takes the gun thing and spins and shoots it, but instead she spins and whacks him with the butt of it around her neck. Just spins it, pop, right in the face.
as both the warriors fall down. Onto the ground, you hear the screams of a woman.
Well, since I'm still channeling my inner Kirk, I will lead the team in running towards the sound of the scream.
Varys right on his ass, just book it.
We follow.
I just have this image of Solak doing this bouncy, brisk jog, like a speed walker, instead of actually running behind the group. It's probably not what's happening, but that's the image in my head.
As you charge forward, doesn't seem like the Aztec warriors, just like they were guarding the temple, don't seem to be there. As you head up to top of the temple mound to the very top, as the cloud and rain begins to thunder.
The captain thinks, "Oh, I'm gonna try this again." Yells loudly to them in his most commanding voice, "Stop! This sacrifice will not appease the gods. They will only bring their wrath further down upon us. Let her go."
The warriors come charging towards you.
Worth a shot. The captain is thinking it'd be an awful convenient time for the preserver obelisk to do its thing.
Right. Yeah.
I am not so proud as to turn my nose up to Deus Ex Machina.
How close was that? I mean, it was going to happen in 30-ish minutes. How long did it take for us to get to the temple?
Oh, it is really close.
Okay, cool.
But it's
Yeah, because we had to go 2 kilometers.
Right. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, like you did a solid, good run through there. I'm just saying, like you probably have like 5 minutes ish before it hits. So yeah, who would like to go first?
We'll happily say.
I think I'll defer to the security officer.
Yeah, exactly. Same.
Or the captain. And Captain, are we using phasers here?
Preferably not.
Okay.
Nerve pinch them.
I don't know how to do a nerve pinch.
You skipped that class at the academy.
Well, I actually physically am not able to do it due to a hit. His
Right.
injury, or at least he thinks he can't do it.
Yeah.
Because he's tried and failed.
Actually, what kind of... Did we bring the little tiny Type 1 phasers? No, I got Type 2 over there. We had the little Type 1 phasers. I might say let's use the phasers and just kind of conceal them in our hand.
Oh, go for a right hook and click stun as we do it.
Yeah, or just knock out 2 or 3 of them with a
Yeah,
stun blast that seemingly come from your hand.
Yeah. Yeah, we could totally be like, we summon the might of the god. Like,
Anybody have a Type 1 phaser on them?
no.
No, I think we all have Type 2.
I think we all have type 2. I think that's the standard issue at the moment, right?
Yeah.
I think we'd have to spend momentum to get a type 1, right? When we kit out the away team.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
would probably have to be
Yeah, 'cause it's
a trait
right.
creation. Do you want to give it a shot though? We have 3 momentum. Spend 2 to create the trait that we have. We have type 1 phasers.
Sure. Oh, are we able to do that, Jim?
Try to fool them, or we can fight our way out of it. You know, we're only outnumbered a little bit.
Or we could just shoot them with a Type 2 phaser.
Also true.
Yeah, I mean, we've shattered the prime directive already.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but this is where with me, I always get Prime Directive just becomes really weird. The planet's already been altered by some sort of external
Right.
force. She's altered it. The preservers have altered it in some
Yeah.
way. So
The
you know,
lesser
we're
of all the evils is to
we're
just
not
do
we're
what you
not
gotta
we're
do
not
and
we're
help.
not trying to make it worse, but we're trying to.
Right.
Yeah, I this is where I fall back on the old school Star Trek. They would use phasers at this point.
Well, if we want to do it, we can always try to explain it off later as a magic wand or something.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Exactly. She already told them that we were warriors.
And
What
you know,
the heck?
Yeah, the religious sycophants. We can make this work.
Varys, wide band stun.
Nice.
We've been channeling our inner Kirk anyway. Kirk, what do you say?
Yeah.
But I am with the others. I defer to the security officer and let her act first.
Yeah.
Everybody backs up and just lets theirs.
Right.
I
Go ahead.
already blew my determination on a security roll.
Bless.
Oh, thank you.
Just to turn on the sound settings if you guys, because apparently the macro, I can't stop it.
Oh, copy.
Yeah. You just have to turn down like use your volume control over the in the settings
Yeah.
for Foundry. You just have to turn it, way down, or turn the browser down if you have Windows 10 or 11.
Copy.
Lightning effects are great.
They really are. It looks so good.
All right, we have recklessly and foolishly chosen, like the inner Kirks we are.
Hell yeah.
Varys, you still with us?
Oh no, did she step away?
No, she might have. Yeah, she's got the little one. So I think sometimes
Yeah.
when you got the little ones, you don't always have a chance to say BRB. You just have to go running.
Well, in the absence of
Who's going first?
Varys being available, the captain always goes.
Solak has a 3 security, if that helps.
Well, I think if Varys doesn't do it, even though the captain's security is not as good, it probably needs to be him because this is all
Right,
gonna
yeah.
come back on him.
Agreed.
We're with you, Captain. Maxine doesn't know how to punch. I'm just letting everybody know that now.
We just totally throw him under the bus in the crew report. Yeah, he was crazy. We were like, hey, let's talk to them. He just ran in there and started shooting.
He was Officer Walker. I don't know what's going on.
Captain was just out of control. He yelled something about Jim Kirk and Leroy Jenkins, and suddenly we were
Yeah.
all right. Well, if our Varys player isn't here, we'll give her time to get back, and the captain will act first. Use my minor to charge for area. Is that still working? Sit to eat.
Yeah.
Yes. So who are you shooting?
I'm gonna go for these two. Well, let me ask you first: is the old guy looking like he is ready to bring the knife down on our Disney princess?
So I'll paint the picture a little bit better for you guys. So as the 4 guards come in, you see the old guy holding what appears to be a obsidian type sword, It looks extremely sharp. Maybe get a hint of maybe some residue of blood that is kind of engraved in on it.
Cool.
You see an old woman um, holding a thing of incense in her one hand, and then as blood drips from her hand as she is wiping, doing some markings on Alunia as she seems to be almost in a trance-like state.
All right, dude with sword looked like he's ready to bring it down and do horrible sacrificey things.
Potentially. So.
All right, change of plan, I suppose. Instead of using a miner to do area, I'll use a miner for aim, and
Okay.
try to stun the old guy into submission.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll trust my other officers to go wide beam on the remaining guards, or the shock of everything to
Right. Just
get
make them
everyone else
surrender. I like your optimism.
It's control security difficulty 2.
Okay. So I need to make this. So unless there are objections, I'm going to spend all 3 momentum for 2 extra dice. Y'all okay with that?
Go for it. Kirk would be
Do it.
proud.
Because I already spent my determination. I don't have a focus, and I got a 12. I'm worried about running off at 12 here.
Got it. Oof.
Good
You
lord.
aimed, so you can re-roll 1.
Yeah.
That's right. I aimed it. I knew there was a reason for that.
Nice.
Hey.
Oh,
Uh,
and once again, the captain gets it on the reroll.
That's weird.
Yeah, I got an error there.
Somehow, apparently, I beamed 3 feet to my left and left my own image behind.
Huh. That's
Your
not
teleportation device is working, Captain.
really- It's a marker that indicates where you were.
Ah.
Now
Did
they
you
will
accidentally
obviously
move it?
now they will obviously believe that I'm a god.
Right. All part of the plan.
Yeah. Your phaser shoots out. Oh, delay reaction. And you see him. He kind of stumbles, looks to you, and falls over. I'm assuming this is stun, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Vaporize.
Yeah, we just kill these guys.
We're playing this game in the mirror universe.
All right, we're swapping it tonight.
That's why Solok's got a beard. No.
Nice.
And the captain's been squinting every time we've been out in the sun, right?
Yeah. What's going on with that, Cap? What's happening?
My
Contact.
question is, does it pass to them? I'm assuming. I don't think anyone here has quick to action.
No.
Yeah, and we don't have any momentum
No.
to keep the initiative either.
Yeah.
None of us have quick action.
No.
No, sorry, don't have those yet.
All right. Well, yeah, I don't think we have a choice, but let the bad guys kill us. I mean, let them have their turn.
At least you stopped the dude from stabbing her in the chest. That's a good move, Cap.
That's right. We saved the life of the mysterious alien that the Q felt necessary to lock up.
Right,
Probably
yeah.
ended up being the big bad of the entire campaign, and we saved her life. Yeah.
Hooray! We're winners.
This guy is a little shocked, but he now thinks you are demons from the underworld. Trying to stop the ritual as he charges towards you, Captain. Give me a daring security, I suppose. You are setting the difficulty.
All right. Makbara is a focus.
Hell yeah.
As I try to use my knowledge of Klingon martial arts to not get stabbed to death. And and I'll give you a threat for a third die, and hope I roll well.
All right.
I'll take it.
Going to spend that threat. You gain a momentum
Woo!
as
Nice.
you're able to, as he charges at you, you're able to quickly move out of the way and do sort of a sidestep.
Captain yells something appropriate in Klingon as he sidesteps the spear thrust.
You technically can do a counterattack, but I believe it's 2 momentum.
We only got the one, so I'll pass on that.
That's not one we can use that for.
No.
But unless the GM spends some threat, it's our turn again.
It is your turn. Who would like to go?
Varys.
Okay, Varys, we'll go.
Maybe shoot the guy attacking the captain.
Well, I mean, hold on.
I don't know if you were there earlier. The captain used the phaser to stun the this guy right here.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to use the staff I didn't drop, and with the non-dangerous end, I'm going to take a whack at the guy who tried to stab the captain. And I'm going to go ahead and use that momentum and try to get us some more.
So wait, who are you? You're second, the one that attacked the captain with melee?
Yeah, but yes, melee, like with the blunt end of the staff.
Your difficulty is 1.
That's pretty doable.
Ooh.
Gain 2. As you, I'll let you describe what happens, but in the process of this conflict, his staff is broken. As he attempt to strike at you, hit the ground, and it snapped in half.
Yeah, as he thrusts to stab me, I whack it down with the blunt end so that his one shatters, and then I go up under his chin and like he falls backwards, like pop, just like up through the chin and just plants backwards.
Nice.
Do you guys wish to keep or let it pass to them?
You want to eat 2 momentum to have it keep to our side?
You could.
Question,
Maxine's really bad at combat. So.
It's up to you, Captain.
Well, yeah, because my thought was, well, I could go either way. One, we might need the momentum for the fisticuffs. On the other hand, we're going to end up using it for defense, so...
Right.
I think if we get down these soldiers as fast as possible, probably will be the best tactically. So I would recommend spending the 2 momentum and trying to take down another warrior, so we don't have to deal with this many later.
Sure.
I'm going to say we've been aggressive, so I'm going to say I'm going to eat the 2 momentum, and
Nice.
I'll go.
Hell yeah.
And Solok will phaser stun this one right here.
Nice.
Do you want to use your minor for area, or are you going to...
I'm sorry, use my what?
You want to wish to spend your minor action to area, spend for area, or do you just want to target the individual?
By area, you mean like shoot?
Don't we need to spend a momentum to target each other one, which we don't have?
Technically, yes, but if he's able to gain momentum off the roll, he can.
Oh, okay. So you do the attack. Gotcha. Okay.
So are you suggesting that? Are you asking if I just want to shoot an area? Is that what you're
Charge
suggesting?
for area, yes, and potentially hit more than one.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. It'll be this area over here. Sorry, it is a security what?
Control.
Is this an opposed roll?
No, it's just difficulty
No.
2, control security.
Just a straight up roll.
Straight up.
Difficulty 2. Take a threat. I'll buy a third die.
You can also spend determination.
You know what? I could. I've been thinking about that. I have to tie it to a value, though, right?
That or a directive.
Yeah, mission directive would also work.
I don't really have a value that fits with phasering somebody. I mean, seriously, like, I know it sounds funny, but like, his values are information is power, trust but verify, never leave a stone unturned, and logic is the foundation of every solution. I guess logically at this point, using phaser stun on them would make sense. So I don't know if you would accept that as a value.
How would logic allow you to use this for stunning someone?
Okay, then I will do that.
No, I'm just asking. I want you to
Uh-huh.
logically come up with a solution as to why this directive would apply, or this value would apply here.
Logically, we've reached a point now where reason is not going to solve this situation. The captain has already acted and has used his phaser himself. The course of action here is to disable the guards in a way that does not permanently harm them, and rescue Allura as best we can, so that way we can in turn rescue the planet.
Okay, I'll accept it.
Good.
Your logic is
Thank you.
sound.
Thank you. I am honored. This is a security control? Sorry.
Control security difficulty 2.
Difficulty
now you'll
2.
be selecting one dice if you want to roll
So
more
click
dice.
1 and then using determination value.
Yeah.
Right?
Because you're selecting the one. You could spend threat. Give me a threat to roll an extra dice if you want.
I'll
Roll
give you
total
threat
3.
to roll an extra die.
Okay.
All right.
So
So
you
roll 2 plus click the determination value.
Yes.
Rolling now. There you go.
Get that. 3 momentum.
Wow.
Do you wish to spend one of that momentum to take out the other one?
I do.
Which ones are you shooting?
Technically, you could also hit other ones too, because everyone's in the same zone. So,
I will spend another momentum.
taking out the shaman lady.
I'm sorry, it just feels bad. Stunning
Shoot that old woman.
this old woman who's not. She doesn't have a weapon in her hand, does she?
She. Not that you can see. There could be one on the altar here.
Fine, I'll stun her, just in case. He wouldn't look at her and go, "Oh, it's an old woman." Like, he would be logical about it. Like, anyone who is not our crew or Allura right now is a threat. So, I think that's everybody in the area, right?
Technically, kind of. This other one's a little too far out.
The other one's too far out. Yeah. Okay.
For that,
Right.
that arc. Otherwise, I'm gonna have like complications for you. Like,
Yeah, like he's gonna stun.
you hit
He's
the
gonna
captain
stun like the
Varus,
captain.
too.
All right, I'm done. We can turn it over to them.
Okay, it does pass to them. Seeing bolts of light, he is going to do his due diligence and shame my random pick dice doesn't work. It's going for the captain. Captain, give me
Of course he is.
daring security. This is opposed, so you're setting the difficulty.
Okay.
I phaser stunned an old woman. I'm going to tell that to my wife tonight.
I'm going to again call on my knowledge of Klingon martial arts to avoid getting stabby stabbed.
Okay.
And Since there's a momentum, I will spend it for a third die. Sadly, there is nothing I can do about that complication.
Well, you're just setting a difficulty here.
Yeah, I still got a complication.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, GM, I'm so sorry.
Do we still gain a momentum?
You get the momentum. Unfortunately, though, he charges up with a knife. As you go in to block it, realizing that you're still holding the phaser in your hand, the knife pierces your phaser. This is the account for the complication. Making your phaser now inoperable. But you are able to, essentially block and defend yourself. Unless you wish to spend that 2 momentum to do a counterattack.
Do it. Do it.
Kind of epic. He's the last one.
I mean, you gotta shoot your shot, Captain.
You know what? I am going to do that. I'll spend the 2 momentum to counterattack. Since I forgot to do it earlier, now I'll do a callback so I can get a point of determination.
You just hit him. You get to hit him instead.
Oh, it's
just
an automatic hit him?
It's just an automatic hit.
I'll take it.
That's the way it works.
I will take
he falls unconscious as you
Nice.
strike him in the back of the neck and he collapses to the ground.
He'll legally collapse to the ground, just take his head and say, Jim Kirk, eat your heart out.
Yeah, right? Yeah. You're really cosplaying tonight, man. We look over, the captain's actually got a gold shirt on. You're like, whoa, wait a minute.
And we are out of combat.
All right. Wow.
Oh, wait, now he shows up? Now he shows up? He shows up right now. Oh, if she were a cyborg, I could help her, but
Your character's joined?
Yeah. With 2 past lives. One of which was a doctor.
Sweet.
You don't have the joint talent.
No, not yet. But it's flavor. I got like a 2 in medicine. It's not bad. So.
you got better than me. I got a 1.
Just so you know, you have like the species ability, so if you purchase 1 more d20s by spending momentum, which you have none, you generate 1 bonus momentum, but you don't have momentum, so.
No,
I mean, Sanders has a 3 medicine, just FYI.
Yeah, that's what. If you don't have any sort of mechanical thing, I mean, she might have a focus here. She has a biology help against a Q continuum being, but
yeah, you can go and I can assist, and then we'll probably be all right.
yeah. And the roll is insight medicine. What are we doing here?
Insight medicine. Difficulty 1.
Copy. Would you accept biology as a focus in this context?
Yeah, I'll accept biology.
Copy. I'll be fine. And you're assisting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna buy anything here. We should be okay. Just to do it. Famous last words. No. Well, she'll use her determination.
She's high.
Yeah, right. She'll use her determination that we will. She has the value. Every culture has its unique wisdom to share. This is a... Huh?
I would not accept that.
You would not accept that keeping this Q alive is not a valid source of getting more unique wisdom? Assisting this Q continuum being would not be a way for her to gain more unique wisdom from a different culture that we are saving?
I mean,
You also have the mission directive.
accept the mission directive too. I mean, I would accept
Oh,
the mission directive. You know.
Okay, sure. We'll do that one.
So you're doing a reroll?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I can't posthumously
Yeah.
do determination to get an automatic
Yeah, but
2 successes.
Yeah.
Right. So the only thing I can do is a reroll. All right. There we go.
Momentum.
Well, that was much better.
Yeah.
One momentum or 2 momentum, GM?
1 momentum gained.
Yeah, it was a difficulty 2. So
Oh, okay. Thank you. Your roll was delayed for me, Boris. That's why I asked.
Oh, okay. No worries.
Yeah. While that's happening, Solak comes up to the captain and says, "Captain, are you quite all right?"
Oh, yes, thank you. I feel like I'm 40 again.
I take it that we spoiled the milk for this ritual.
Now you're getting it. Yeah. Captain, it appears that she's been drugged with some sort of local tranquilizer of some sort. I can attempt to do a medical scan to isolate this tranquilizer, but I don't have a medical kit on me, so it's not like I could accurately formulate an antibody.
Unless she's in any danger, we can let her come down off her high neck. But let's see if we can get out at least into the temple proper and out of this storm while it still lasts. And we probably better help these poor folks out of the storm as well.
After, of course, taking their weapons.
Of course.
Cool. So yeah, I guess get ourselves out of the way and drag the unconscious folks. And then what are we doing? Are we just trying to get into a side room and get back to the Navajo with her? Or?
Well, let's get everybody out of the storm first, unless it conveniently breaks up as is.
Right.
But yeah, we can't just leave those folks out in the storm to perish or whatever.
You don't want them to drown.
That too. And then let's contact the Navajo and see what the ETA is on the solar flare and their condition. See if they're still up there. This is Captain Perone to Navajo.
Caval here, Captain. GM, we've moved to good location in atmosphere, and we are safe. Copy. Navajo is safe and standing by. Timeline. When is this solar flare going? We're looking at now.
Right now.
Perfect. Looks like I'll do the countdown, I guess, over the comms for the solar flare. See what happens. Get all hands on the Navajo to brace, and tell the captain of the away team to do the same, just in case there's any turbulence or anything.
As the storm outside around the obelisk intensifies further, lightning, strikes rapidly, and it suddenly comes to a halt as the CME approaches, the sensors on the Navajo detect a surge in the planet's magnetic field, and the CME essentially passes around the planet harmlessly, creating a lovely aurora borealis throughout the planet
Cool.
as it moves through it.
Nice. Captain, it appears that it's safely passed. It does look like the obelisk did its job.
Is it still draining the power from the ship?
Let
It
me
is
check.
no longer draining power from the ship.
It appears, Captain, all of the power drain has ended. It may have just needed to borrow some of our energy to accurately protect the planet, perhaps.
I think that's a safe assumption. Do you have an ETA on how long before you'll have transporter function again?
Looks like power is restoring as we speak. It should be within 5 minutes.
Very well. As soon as you have power, transport up the away team plus one more.
Captain,
Understood. Is the guest Alunia, Captain?
We're going to take her with us.
Would you like me to prep any sort of specialized quarters for stay aboard the vessel, or?
For the moment, set aside standard VIP quarters.
Understood. Will do. I'll inform you when we have transporters restored to full.
Your thoughts, Commander Solak?
No, sorry, I was actually speaking out loud. Sorry. No thoughts.
Yep. I'll order a security team to prep a VIP quarters and the transport back up to snuff. I'll call the captain and know that we are ready to beam up.
With permission, sir, I think we should probably give her a stay in med bay until she is no longer out of it.
I agree. Have her taken a sick bay and post a security detail.
Cool. Yeah, I'll have a security team waiting, and then we can security and medical team waiting, and then we can get her to sick bay. And...
In the meantime, Commander Solak, remember that plan we talked about substituting the actual probe for a fake? Let's get that done.
Right away, sir.
As I'm about to transition you over to sick bay, I find there's an enormous amount of tribbles there. Still.
Yeah.
They're still there.
Set phasers to kill.
Yeah, destroy them all.
I pull out a Zach and shoot 3 times.
As you guys return to the ship, from your little escapade.
And Solak puts together what the captain asked for. Basically, they make a replicant of the probe and or the satellite, whatever it is on the planet's surface, and then they beam up the satellite and beam down the probe at the same time. So that way, we can recover the probe.
Anything else you guys
Cool.
wish to do before we? Or does the captain wish
I'll
to
be a
speak to
part of the
current guest.
You need to speak to my current guest.
Yeah, I was going to ask when we get her in sick bay, like how's she doing? She's otherwise fine, right? I'm assuming we'll check her out and she'll be awake soon, or how's she looking?
Speed of plot, she could awaken at any moment. So.
Oh, copy.
And Captain will head down to the. Let's see. Well, since out of character, I would say since Kaval hasn't got to do a whole lot tonight, I think the captain will take Kaval with him and leave Commander Solok with the con.
Copy.
Get out of the way. This is my seat now. Get out of the way.
Don't sit on my lap again, Solak. Stop it.
And Solok does a good job of playing the nagging CMO anyway.
Right. Yeah, very true. Yeah. I guess. Oh, I didn't. Oh, I haven't really selected. Oh my God! How did that happen?
I'm going into the wall.
That's a weird thing I've never figured out. Is sometimes you'll come into a new scene and all
Right.
the will be selected.
I've got everybody. Yeah.
It happens to if you have access to. It automatically selects your token. It's supposed to automatically select your token. But
So all tokens we have access to.
all the tokens you have access to, you
Yeah.
it has selected. So that's
funny.
why that is.
Whitman says, as the captain says, David, who is this?
A guest.
Well, I could see that, but what is she?
Possibly a member of the Q Continuum or something close.
You want me to run a medical examination on a Q continuum?
You haven't done it already?
She's like, I guess we can, but and they do the scan, GM. What do they find? Like, I don't know what a scan of a Q of.
Like, it appears that she's human. Like,
According to the scans.
According to scans, she appears almost human.
Yeah, so she says that scans show that she's almost human.
We can assume that that's because the way that she's presenting is meant to convey that medical data. I'm sure if she wanted to, she could alter all of her genetical makeup at any point in time.
Exactly. She's a member of the Q Continuum. She can alter reality with a thought.
Well, that's not 100% sure. That is the theory of some members of the crew. She said some things that imply that maybe she's not a member of the Continuum, but that her people have been involved with the Q.
What did the medical scan show, GM? That is she injured or anything like that?
Essentially, she's suffering from like a form of a tranquilizer, but mixed in with psychedelics, so she's kind of a bit of a high.
So she tells the captain, says it seems that she's ingested some sort of psychedelic or some sort of toxin that's essentially making her high at the moment. It'll eventually pass through her system and she'll come back to normal. I'm assuming so, assuming that these readings are accurate.
Well, there's no reason not to let her miss the rest of her high, as long as it's not harmful to her.
I could give her a compound that would dissipate the toxin within her system. I just don't know how it will react to her, considering that you just said she may or may not be part of the Q Continuum.
Well, then let the substances that were given to her pass naturally.
Okay, we'll continue to monitor here. I don't know how long it's going to take with her. With an average human, it would take. How long would it take, GM?
Hours.
Yeah. I'm going to say at least 2 to 3 hours.
Very well. Call me when she comes out of it, and then at the speed of plot, we come back when she's.
Yeah. In between that plot, I'll just ask again. What do you intend to do with her? Are we going to be giving her a lift somewhere? Or?
I was thinking of offering. I don't know if she's on our side or some other side or on her own side, or I don't know if she's going to be the hero or the villain of this story, but today she did us a favor. And so today we'll do her a favor.
I agree. As problematic as it may be, I think it's better to have her as a friend than an enemy currently. No reason for us to push hostilities, at least at this time.
Well, certainly. At least not until one of the Q bothers to show up and explain why they incarcerated her.
The Q incarcerated her?
That's what it seems like. Yeah. So we're like,
Oh, we didn't tell you that part. Yeah, that was her story.
So this is somebody that the Q Continuum thought was a threat worth putting in prison.
Yeah.
Well, if she's to be believed, it took more than one of them to do it.
Kaval, can I please have a few more security guards in here, please?
I'll provide you with as many necessary outside the door, but just realism. If she is as powerful as she claims she is, I don't know exactly how firm our security measures would hold up, but for the purposes of making you feel better, I'll make sure there's 4 stationed right outside medical at all times while she is present.
Thank you.
He makes an excellent point.
All right. Well, sorry. Go ahead.
I suggest that we be nice.
I think that is our best bet. We wouldn't like to, I guess, perturb her any further with perceived potential of a large amount of security contingent. But they will just piss her off.
It would just be reckless if a member of the Q contingent showed up and we punched them in the nose. I mean, who does that?
True.
All right. Well, we'll tell you when she wakes up.
Yeah, I guess we'll just come back when she does.
A couple hours pass. She starts to awake. She kind of, motions with her head and looks around and must be. I am on board the Navajo. It seems.
It seemed only fitting since you did tell us about the obelisk. Allowed me to save my ship and the planet. Seemed only fair to bring you aboard.
Thank you, Captain. I guess I am indebted to you as well.
Wow, you're building up favors with the Horizon. Or excuse me, the Navajo. Wrong ship. So what now, Miss Alunia? Would you like us to drop you off somewhere? There's a nice wormhole over by the Bajoran system. We could pass through it, drop you off somewhere in the Gamma Quadrant if you like.
No, I do not feel that you deal with those pesky aliens.
So then do you have a course in heading for us, or what are your next steps?
No, I can leave maybe possibly shortly once I recover my power and that infernal machine didn't keep draining my essence.
Well, the good news is that infernal machine saved all of our lives.
Oh, you could have left at any time.
I could have, but then I would have sacrificed all the inhabitants of the planet and you. Without the Navajo as a power source, the obelisk would have been able to protect the planet and you and 200,000 other sentients would have perished. You're welcome.
Thank you. If not for your timing, I think I would have met my demise. Something that Q himself couldn't do.
Since you're here, we're all understandably curious. Can you tell us something about your people and your relationship with the Q?
Well, my relationship with the Q is not a good one.
That I gathered.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say long ago, we fought a war. I am the last of my kind.
What did you and the Q fight over?
Well, let's just say the Q did not uh, view themselves as the more protectors of this region of space. They didn't like it when we stepped on their turf.
And what is your species known as, if you're willing to share?
It's a long forgotten name. One that I really don't care to remember anymore.
So, what will you do now then?
Well, my goal was just to find a little corner and relax. But apparently that was not the case here. How did I know?
Well, maybe just. Sorry, go ahead.
How did I know that a simple device would, well, zap me of the strength that I had left? I am not the being I once was before. During my imprisonment, the creatures there took much from me.
Well, it seems to me like you just picked the wrong corner.
Indeed, I did.
Plan seems sound. You just picked the wrong corner. Maybe pick a different corner this time.
Space is very vast. There's plenty of room for you.
You would hope so. As much as I would like to gallivanт to another galaxy, I can't leave. The Q
Why not?
Well, the Q continue to put a pesky barrier up.
Well, that seems rude. But then again, from what I've read of Captain Picard's log, the Q generally are a little rude.
Yeah, they try to keep other energy beings such as myself out of this galaxy. And those that get out of line, they imprison, even their own kind.
Well, most species either tend to imprison or kill those that get out of line. Not uncommon. Hey, the next time the Q try to lock you up, pull that one on them and tell them they're being just like the Cubans or the Klingons or whoever.
It's true.
If only that would work.
Have you tried it before?
Negotiate with Q? You must be joking.
And to play on his arrogance, suggests that his less than elegant solution is not any better than what well, us mere mortals could do.
Even individuals in Starfleet have had somewhat successful interaction. Members of the Q Continuum.
That is interesting. The last time I saw one of them, they turned an entire species into amoeba.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad that Q liked Picard, not me. I mean, as stuffy as he is, I can't think of a better person for the Q to latch onto.
Well, if he does cause you trouble, just call.
How would we reach you if we were interested in having a conversation with you?
So just say my name.
Of course.
We don't have to say it 3 times while looking in a mirror, do we?
I believe that's sarcasm. I like
That's
her.
correct.
Can I keep her?
Excuse
No.
me?
No.
The captain pauses for a minute like he's thinking, and he goes, no, I better not. She's a good doctor.
Well, too bad. We could have so much fun together, Doctor.
Yeah, I'm sure we could. What is your name? I don't even know your name.
Alunia.
Okay, so we just say that and you'll appear, right?
Well, I'll try to. Depends if I'm tied up.
Okay. All right. Well, Captain, other than allowing her to rest here until she feels that she's ready to leave, I don't know if there's anything else that we could do for her here in sickbay.
I agree. If you're comfortable here, you can stay, or I can. I've got VIP quarter set aside for you, but it doesn't sound like you're going to be here that long.
I could stick around for a couple of days. Might give me a chance to regenerate a little extra power just in case he shows up.
Well, we will do our best to offer you every bit of hospitality, especially if you're willing to tell us stories of your people and things maybe we've never seen before.
Well, good. That'll free up a bed here in sickbay. It is inoculation week, after all. And by the way, both of you, Caval and the captain, you're due in here tomorrow for your inoculations. Don't be late.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll try, but I have a VIP on board that will take up much of my attention.
Don't worry, Captain. I can handle the VIP all day tomorrow. Get to your scheduled medical appointment.
Thank you, Caval.
That's all.
I wouldn't want to have to send security to help to find the captain.
That's very generous of you, Commander. I will remember that. Lieutenant Varus, if you would show our guest to her quarters. I have a long report to write to Starfleet.
Is there anything else you guys wish to do?
No,
I'm
at the
good.
moment I'm drawing blanks on what questions I want to ask to get her to ask for her to avoid answering.
With that, I think we'll bring this session to a close.
Nice.
Great session. Thank you,
That's
GM.
fun.